The psychopath will cut you off. You're no longer useful to them. You are dead. You do not exist. Okay? Which in a way, funny enough, that's kind of what you guys need to do if you want to get over this, if you want to stop going back to your abuser, if you want to stop this perpetual nightmare yourself, this vicious cycle of trauma bond that you're in. You have to pretend that your abuser no longer exists. And we are back. Welcome, friends, to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kira, and today we're going to be talking about rumination. That's right, when you ruminate and overthink about a past traumatic event. But it comes with a little twist, because we're not going to be talking about the rumination that a victim of narcissistic abuse goes through, or somebody that's been cheated on, toxic relationship, and you just can't stop thinking about it when you caught them, how long it was going on for, it drives you mad and you just can't move on. No, we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to talk about whether or not the narcissist ruminates over a former supply. So let's jump right in. This question came from Betty Jean a long time ago. Betty says, kind of affirmative, she's kind of backing this up. Okay, so let's look at that. They ruminate for years about former supply that walked away. That walked away. Not discarded, but that walked away. Especially if those suppliers were good people. I stayed friends with the one I was involved with formerly. Bad idea, but thankfully, I got to see what goes on behind the scenes with them. He was pretending to be a family man and to be happy with the trash panic pick he grabbed after I left the relationship. But I saw his misery and downfall. All his supplies with good character left him, and all he had was trash equal to him. He had no more access to vehicles, money, cars, and he actually told me he was trapped and miserable. All he did was talk about the past. He looked depleted of energy, didn't keep up his appearance anymore, stopped taking showers, and dove deep into shooting heroin. He acted and looked nothing like the person I was once in a relationship with. Even though he had a toxic main supply, it was nothing he had truly wanted. She was the scraps he had to settle for. Didn't stop him from abusing me for leaving him, though. So please know that these demons are not exempt when it comes to karma. I left the friendship for good. No contact after 4 years recently. I have no plans on ever returning. Sometimes it takes us walking away to allow karma to really do its work. I believe that we stand in the way of their karma. Thus, all the bad luck we receive while in their lives. Self-respect must come before what our hearts think is love. These people cannot love. Not you, not the next, not even their own kids. They pretend, but are in agony inside. Trust me, I saw how it works. He hated me, and he had someone else, yet every time I'd leave, he'd overdose. Let me read that one again so it sticks. He hated me, and he had someone else, yet every time I'd leave, he'd overdose. That's a big one. I always stayed in fear of something happening to him. Now I left in fear of what would have become of me. You attract what you are, and they will sabotage everything good in their life. They never learn the lesson. That's why they are in a perpetual state of karma. I've seen it. Wow. That was powerful. Betty, thank you for sending that. I don't know why it took so long for me to come across this one. Wow. Thanks again for sending that. Guys, I hope you're paying attention. That was a line in there where he hated me and had someone else. The narcissist hated her. Had someone else on the side. And yet the minute she would leave, he'd have a total meltdown and he'd overdose. You see? So I mentioned this before in another video. Not everyone that you're entangled with is a full-blown psychopath. I mean, we're not clinicians here, doctors, and even if we were, sometimes they get it wrong. But once you understand the narcissist personality disorder, and once you understand your own, deal breakers, your own non-negotiables, your own, if you have self-respect and you understand it and what it means, if you have boundaries and you understand your own boundaries, then you realize it doesn't matter whether they are narcissistic, psychopathic, borderline, whatever, you name it. After a while it gets old, especially lately. I mean, the term narcissist is being overused so much. I just recently, I was going to watch this film with Nicolas Cage where he plays a vampire and somebody's reading a book that says how to deal with narcissists or something like that. I have to see the movie. Someone sent me a clip that thought it was funny. And it's like, yeah, the vampire, of course, let's call the vampire a narcissist, right? Because we call narcissists vampires. So it's getting a lot of attention in the media. And I think at this point, most of these people, screaming narcissists or the narcissists themselves in some cases. In other cases, there's no narcissism there. It's just a toxic relationship. There's some cheating. There's this drinking. There's addiction. There's a bunch of stupid shit going on. And then, these videos come out and it's like, oh, narcissist. But, well, if you're really dealing with a narcissist, from my understanding, is that they will not ruminate about you. They will not ruminate. They will not think, oh, I lost a great source of supply. Oh, no, I fucked up. I do not believe the narcissist will do that. The narcissist has the ability to block that out and move forward. You're talking about somebody that maybe perhaps is borderline or histrionic, where they actually have that sense of love and care. They can actually think and look back and blame themselves and accept blame to the next level, because you should see these people how hard they are in themselves when they realize they screw something up or hurt somebody. So we're not talking here about a psychopath. A psychopath will cut you off. You're no longer useful to them. You are dead. You do not exist. Okay? Which in a way, funny enough, that's kind of what you guys need to do if you want to get over this, if you want to stop going back to your abuser, if you want to stop this perpetual nightmare yourself, this vicious cycle of trauma bond that you're in. You have to pretend that your abuser no longer exists. And when they show up and when they hoover and when they try to reach out, they do not exist. You don't even take the time to conjure up a response sending them to hell. You don't even bother with that, For some of you, I recommend don't even open the email, don't even open the text. If you don't have them blocked, that's your fault. Other people, you have no problems reading the shit that they send you, and you just don't do anything about it. Good for you. That means you're headstrong. But some of you that are heart strong, some of you that are heart over head, and your emotions just get the best of you, you cannot even entertain, you cannot even read a letter from these people, because they will push those buttons that are going to get you sad and melancholic, and you're going to think and you're going to overthink, right? And you're going to give them another chance. So yeah, you have to act as if they don't exist. And I know it's hard, but the psychopath does it. It's by design, right? So Betty, I think what we're talking about here is somebody that had Possibly narcissistic traits, because everybody in the cluster B spectrum has narcissistic traits. But this person sounds like an addict, and he had all sorts of demons, clearly abused you, clearly mistreated you. But yet when you would leave, what would he do? He'd overdose, right? So you meant a great deal to him. And if what you're saying is true, then yeah, I do believe that this guy knows how much he lost, and he's been trying to replace you. He's been trying to find somebody to hopefully, fill that void that you once filled, and he has not been able to do it, and he probably never will. You were the one that got away, and kudos to you for walking away twice, not only in the relationship, but also in the friendship that at the time you considered maintaining with this person. Guys, you can't stay friends with somebody that abuses you, that cheats on. If you were in a relationship and they cheated on you, not only does that relationship have to end, no questions asked, but the friendship dies too. I remember having to tell that somebody once. It was like the part that hurts me the most is that I have to kill the friendship too. That was the part that hurt the most, because it's like, you really fucked up, and never again look back. And it hurt because I know myself, and I know that I will never go back. When you know yourself, right, you can rest at night, and you also know your capabilities. You also know how far you can take something. You also know when you're full of shit, right? When you know something about yourself, like you said here, you have no plans on ever going back. If you know yourself, if that's true, I'm sure even when you said that, it must have stung a little bit, because you did your best to maintain a friendship with this person, and this person still kept abusing you and still kept hurting you. I mean, he's talking to you about the other women in his life. This is the man that you loved, and he's showing you how no matter what, he constantly fails in all his relationships. He's depleted of his energy, and all he does is attract the trash that's equal to him, because that's the thing with these people. They end up leaving you. They end up cheating on you. They end up sabotaging and destroying what was probably the best thing they ever had. And the only thing that they can attract now is a scumbag, a piece of shit that's equal to them, and sometimes worse. Sometimes they attract something much, much worse. And that's karma at work. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is stay out of the radar. All you got to do is dip and never look back, and karma will take care of everything. I'm sorry for what you went through. I'm sorry that you put up with another 4 years of friendship. You try to keep those ties in, but you can't. That person can no longer exist. You can hold on to the memories of who they once were, and you can cherish those memories and take them to your grave. But that person is dead to you. That person is not ever going to be who they once were, who you fell in love with. Once they crossed that line of betrayal and all the shit that they put you through, all the suffering that you experienced at their expense, you have to draw that line in the sand between you and the Creator and make the deal. You want to get better. The deal is you break contact with this person for the rest of your life. It's unfortunate. It has to be that way. But karma does take care of it. That's why they're in the shit that they're in. And in a situation like you, where you got to personally witness their demise, good. Good, because that serves as validation. That serves as validation. I know how that feels. But I do my best to stay clear of anybody in my life that did me wrong. It's like, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to know anything of what's going on in your life, your successes, your failures. I don't want to know anything. Boggles my mind how many of you still want to be in their life. I mean, again, Betty, you know, you maintain a friendship. It boggles my mind. I'm sure it boggles your mind now, knowing what you now know, how you put up with another 4 years of friendship. For what? For what? All it did was stunt your happiness that now I'm sure you're experiencing, and you're probably thinking to yourself, damn, you know what? I could have cut this off even 4 years ago, you know, but you did what you did. And I think that we have to live without regret. It is what it is. This is probably what you needed to do to learn your lesson and to actually understand. Like you said, sometimes it takes us walking away to allow karma to really do its work. You know, that's a lesson in and of itself. Sometimes we feel like, oh, we have to make sure we get the vengeance. We got to make sure we get, no, get out, and things will work themselves out. Karma will take care of it, because nothing in this universe gets left unpaid. Believe me, I've had to spill my own blood for stuff that I've done. And I look back and it's like, why is this happening to me? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's probably because of that. All right, so this is probably happening for me so that I can wake up and I can realize, oh, okay, I got to be a little more impeccable with the things that I do, the things that I say, right? And my intention. Because that's energy, those vibrations that you're putting out into the universe, they will come back, and you don't know when they're going to come back, but they always do. So focus on putting out good vibrations. Focus on being productive and chasing the good life, right? The good life. That's one of the things that when I got out of my psychopathic relationship, one of the good support systems I had, one of the people on my team, his motto was always like the good life. Just chase the good life. I had another good friend of mine. He's like, happiness is cheap. You can find happiness in just taking a walk in nature. Sun's out, sun's shining. Just take a walk. Leave your phone at home and go for a walk. It's like, wow, how many people wish they could do that? They don't even know that helps clear your mind, that helps you get in touch, with the present moment, instead of ruminating in your mind all the time. So, yeah, too bad for your narcissistic ex, Betty. If indeed he's ruminating about you, that's what he deserves. That's what he deserves. And I hope you're living a good life. And I tell this to everybody. I hope you guys are living a good life. And if you're not, I hope you're doing the best you can every day to ensure that tomorrow is going to be a better day for you. And if you need help with that, if you need someone in your corner, if you don't have a support system, oh my God, a support system is so important, it's so vital when you get out of a narcissistic abusive relationship. If you don't have that, I have a private one-on-one coaching program. We can talk privately. We can go through the story. We can go through this nightmare together. We can walk through this together. I can help you find that courage that you once had and the narcissist robbed you of. So you can turn this around and live a good life and never go back to that darkness again. Do not hesitate to reach out. I have a link below in the description. And I would love to work with you if we're a good fit. If you really want to get better, if you really want to heal, and you're not beating around the bush, and this is serious, you really want to make some changes, then reach out and we'll set something up. Thanks for sending that in. I know it was a long comment, but it brought up a lot of good points. And I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. Click the bell icon so that you can get notified. Leave a comment below right now if this has happened to you. If you're still somehow maintaining a friendship with the scumbag that cheated on you, with the lying, cheating, malignant, two-faced, double life living narcissistic, borderline, psychopathic, cluster B, antisocial personality disorder. God, I screwed that up. I was good. It was sounding great, and then I screwed up the word personality, and now, Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for staying to the end. I hope you're serious about making changes in your life, guys. Life is short. You don't know how long you have to live. It's better to live a good life instead of living in your head, ruminating, thinking about taking back your abusive, toxic, narcissistic ex. Makes no sense, right? Makes no sense at all. No. That's all I got for today, guys. If you want to see another video, click that thing that just popped up on top of my head. It's a good one, I promise you. See you next time, guys. This is Psychopath Exposure. Catch you in the next video.